My name is Jonas and today I want to show you how to fold this origami frog. So the fascinating thing on this is its pattern on the back side. Well, I had some other ideas how I can do it with other animals, for example, so you can try to fold my bunny. So maybe I will do in future a video for that too. But today we're only learning how to fold this frog. So for that we need a crease pattern. You can get it below the video. And you can see here some mountain and valley folds. And if you just take the frog and place it on top of it, you can imagine where's its head and the legs. And well, maybe you have the same problem like me, because I have only a laser printer, so my printing will not be colored, and red and black looks kind of similar here. So have this colored version next to you to check out how you need to fold each of these folds. And we can see here my crease pattern is a little bit more complex than the crease pattern you can see below the video, because this is the way how I found this folding. I just played with the paper. So have a short look again on the crease pattern. So we can just see here some of these rivers, and that's where we kind of beginning with to just create those river folds. And well, we have then here this center point. This is the really hardest point overall, and we have this detailed points at the sides where we're just adding more details to the frog so that it's looking very nice. So we can here see that my crease pattern is more complex than needed, and I just want to show you what you can do with this. And here are just some examples what I've folded before and what I was trying to do and playing with. So, and you can see here that this has just 1 degree of freedom. You can move it to the side. Well, in addition, you can roll it. Well, maybe that's another degree of freedom, but you cannot give it pressure from up to down. So that's really interesting. And in addition, you can do this with kind of every material you want to use. So here we can see some plastic foil, but you can also use some aluminium foil or other things to do foldings such like that. So let's begin. So for that, I'm just placing here my colored crease pattern at the bottom. And in addition, we have then here the frog in the folded form, which I place there too. So we have both things, and this should be enough to fold this. So we are just beginning with some mountain and with some valley folds. And we have here to be very, very careful to only use our crease pattern so that we are not adding more folds. Well, this will just take a little bit of time, but if you're doing it next to the video or right now, then you will probably need this time in addition, and just do this in a careful way. So just by the way, if you know any place where just can get paper which has already the crease pattern on it, so the crease pattern I showed you at the start I'm using here, it's very useful for different things, and getting just 100 squared paper with exactly this crease pattern would save me so much time. And if you just know any place where I can buy this already creased paper, I would so happy. So please write it in the comments if you know any place for that. So here you can see we have just finished our first part, and I'm just stretching it now a little bit so that we can see again our crease pattern on it. And well, what we're doing next is we're folding these first parts, just kind of the head and the front or the arms, front legs or arms of this frog. So just let's do this. So we are just changing here a little bit this crease pattern, but this is the really fascinating thing on this. So it allows you just to make small changes at places, and you're not folding it directly in the correct form. So we will just change this folding here multiple times. So we're going small steps to our target. So the second step is just finished. We are stretching it again a little bit more so that we can see the crease pattern on it. And we are just trying to start now with the legs. And I just noticed that I've used here the mountain and valley folds in another way than I used it when I folded it first time. And it's absolutely no problem. So we're just folding this frog now from the bottom side. So I just can not see the crease pattern on the paper if I flip the paper. So we're just doing it from the bottom side. But this is no problem. So we are now finished with the third part. We can see here that we have now our head and all the four legs. And well, in the next step, we will just work on the sides so that we have better separation of the front legs. So let me think about where I have to do mountain and where I have valley folds. So it's kind of easy to find. Just have a look at the crease pattern and look where are special points and count how far away of this special point is a valley or a mountain fold. So we finished our next step, and what we're just going to do now is we have a look at these points. There is a little error still, so I have to fix it, and then we're doing this two decorations on the arms, on the front arms. So let's begin with this. So we have done again this step, so we will now work on the details for our back legs, or kind of our legs. And well, let's continue. So the next step is done, and well, we got these 2 points here where this is kind of more in the inside. So we saw this on the right and left side of the frog, but we have to do it at this place, and this is not so simple because we have not done right now the center point. Maybe you can try to crease first, really here the middle part, but well, I guess it's anyway working if you're just doing it like me here. So you can do this part now, and you can do the center point in the kind of last step. So we finished this step too, and well, now we have to here this critical center point, and well, it's just a tip, so I'm needing here very long time because I'm just missing that I'm doing some folds exactly in the center point, just as mountain, which should be a valley, and so thereby I need here a little bit more long. You can do this faster, but well, we will see. I will tell you when I'm fixing the situation. Just by the way, you can see here at the frog pattern that we have there these three triangles, and I really like them, and to get them is kind of really pretty hard in the situation there in the center, so I'm just struggling here a bit to get here really to the right point. So if you just see sometimes if there is kind of the paper bending to a 90-degree, or if you're just seeing that there's something folding flat under or on top of the frog, you can just think about that there's something going wrong, and therefore you have to fix something in this folding you're doing at the moment. So you're probably doing something wrong if after that it is not kind of on two levels, but it's only folded in a plane. So there are two height levels, and you have just this folding, and this should be enough. So if you have a colored crease pattern, and the far best thing you could have a colored crease pattern on both sides, so you can just see everything directly if there's something wrong. This would be an awesome help at this moment, but because I have it just here in one color, so I have to do it in a well difficulty way. So what I'm doing here is very bad, so I'm folding and folding again the center point, and I think I just messed up the crease pattern I had at the start at this point, which would do it nice, but just by trying there the changes and getting this in the correct form, I'm just doing here at the moment something you should try to avoid if you can. So maybe you note that we have in the crease pattern that this head region where it could be that there is maybe one or two marks are in the opposite direction. So a red line could be a black line or something like this, and there is kind of some freedom at this head. You can just change it, or you can add something if you want there something more. But just that you know, if you have struggle on this head region, which is I think quite easy, then try just to fix it in a way that it looks good. So you don't have to be there absolutely accurate on the crease pattern I give you. So I think the head region is something where we can just do creative changes.
Well, it's
So what's really hard is that we cannot fold this flat. So we have everywhere something that prevents us from folding it flat and hardening it at the edge. So we cannot fold it, harden the edge, make it in the perfect position and fold it completely flat. So we are always there and trying just to use a small group or a small part of the paper and just doing there these flat folds to get this pattern really on the paper, so that the paper will stay in this position.
come on. really getting this middle part here in position and making it in the correct way how I did it, the original folding. So I'm still thinking that I have a little, I don't know, error at this place here. So I'm pretty not sure if we're pulling all this here just in the correct place, but it looks triangulated. It's a well thing, I guess. So doing this here was not very nice, so I have here some creases that are not that good. But I guess that this folding here in the end kinda has at least the... So the question, well, or maybe my error is, well, let me have a look here, but we can see it's downside, everything outside this is down. So I've done it correctly. So just thinking about how I do it here. So is this really the same? And I'm pretty not sure that this is the same. So what's missing is this fine crease here to be really centric and stay there. And for that, I guess we need some extra creases. So really long time ago, kind of 2 years or something like that. But I'm thinking if we have this pot here in the this one here will kind of refold in its proper position, I guess. It does. So here I didn't use this extended crease pattern, so I had only the folds that I wanted. But the question is, you can see that here is something bending, so it's not so simple, and I guess that this is just here the correct pattern we can see. So it should be maybe inside. Yes, I guess this is a good idea. So I can now use my tool to push this here inside, and now this should be better. I hope so. So I'm watching from the top. I have here this, and I'm pushing in all this to be really inside, and this here got to stay up. Really hard to make it now in this correct position, holding, staying there, because I just folded this place so often. Now, come on, get flattened, please, hold. Well, let's try this. I hope this will probably better handle this goddamn problem at the moment. So I just need this here maybe to get straightened. And if it's straightened and we push it there, we can theoretically, I guess, now bend this here around so that we can say this here is getting folded into its correct state. Well, and now we got just to fix all the problems we got by just crimping it here. This is the top side. So now we got just the problem that we have not this crimps, this one here, and we didn't got this one. Never said that this is simple. So if this is now right, we can, well, now we have to do this here correct, and that means we have to fix here something a little bit. But in the end, well, it's kinda not really good straight there, but it should work. Now fixing this stuff here. So you can see here now it's not lying so perfectly in the center, but you can see here are three triangles, so you have this, this, and this one, and we can see here, here, there. Well, it's not perfect folded. I would say I can do this better. Well, but this is, I guess, good enough. You can fix it perfect, it's by your own. We can see this is kind of the back side of it, and we can see that our crease pattern is now on the paper like, well, like we want. So here we have our frog, and we can just try to bring it into the correct form to presentate it and let it stay this way. So and if you're fixing it at this position, for example, you're using some tools, well, I built something by myself for that, you can get it into this form and staying there for a long time. So that's it, I guess. Well, sorry for the long ending, but it worked.